system eco-efficiency. So what we said before, you see, we have built the system in this way that we have the 6 criteria that I just mentioned you before. So the first one is system life optimization. And for this guidelines, we have, for this criteria, we have a set of guidelines. And I told you these are guidelines not on how to design a product. Use a two-way snap fit so that it's easy to disassemble two materials that are incompatible in terms of recycling. I'm speaking about a different type of interaction and different type of components, interaction among stakeholders, which are the new components on a system level. So the first guideline to design something on a system level that makes the whole of the product to last longer or to be more intensively used is this one: to complement a product or infrastructure with services for their maintenance, repairability, and substitution. You see, it's like, say, don't sell just a product, but say sell even these services and so on. And here, for each of those, you can click, so if you want to see, and you can see some example related to the guideline. So they are explaining the guideline in itself. I show you, this is already an example that we presented at the beginning of the course as a good example compared to the cardboard chair. You remember? And you remember how this was made? What they say? Herman Miller said, okay, I'm going to sell the chair, but I give you a warranty of 12 years. And within these 12 years, whatever happened to your chair, it's my own business, my own problem, better problem, not business, it's my own problem, which turned out to be a business. In which sense? That if it doesn't last long, I have to produce a new one, and it's a cost. All right? And so what they do actually, they design for long-lasting products. They design for easy reuse of some part if they are going to reuse some part for other product. Easy remanufacturing of some part. You remember remanufacture, it means it's a kind of a reuse when some components go back to the factory and they have to work it out a little bit. It's not like just reusing by a person. You have to rework some part because maybe it has been worn out for some reason, and you need some operation to be made over that. And so here you can see there are some images, and you can close. Just for your information, you can just look at the images, or you can look at the profile. Why my mouse is working this way? If you look at the profile, what you see a record made in this way, with information about a product, whether a general description, the sustainability benefit, and some other information if you want to find more about this, and you can download even a report. Okay, so this is in case you are interested, or anyone is interested in deepening more than what I'm saying here, you know. Okay, and here you go back. I was here, and I was speaking about this iron seat, and just to understand whether you understand what I said before. Is this iron, what kind of PSS is? Is the first typology product-oriented, or a second use-oriented, or result-oriented? It's use-oriented because they are using, but the ownership goes to the first one, to the cost. It goes to you, and to you. So remember this. Though they are adding, and it's a bit less radical than the other two. Okay? I show you another example. This is a interface flooring system. So what they are actually selling as a package, a flooring system together with the maintenance of this flooring system. So in the same price, I have the maintenance guaranteed for, I don't remember now how long, maybe for the rest of, for the whole life, all right? And so if this is made in this way, what they are interested in, again, in designing, maybe a flooring system, if I'm smoking a cigarette, I'm not allowed, or I'm doing something, I'm drinking too much because I have a party and lots of alcohol is on the floor, that is not good for a carpet, maybe. And so I have to maintain and repair and maybe to substitute. But this is a problem for a company, a cost for the company. So what the company is doing in this case is designing the flooring system in a modular way, so that if a part gets, spoil, it has to be substituted. You don't have to, take all the flooring system away and substitute this with a new one. You just change one part. And this is good for the environment, isn't it? Because you just change the part that is broken, not the overall product. Okay? In this case, if I'm not wrong, actually the ownership remain by the company providing it. So in this case, what kind of PSS would be? Yes, use-oriented, because actually you are using the carpet, though it's there in the balance. All the time classification are not so strict. In fact, it's use-oriented, but you're just using it because you're walking over it. But all the maintenance and the other thing, maybe yes, you are washing, so you are actually doing the things, and the other things are, yes. So I would say it's use-oriented, with a service on maintenance and this kind of things. Let's see some other example. Another guidelines is to complement product infrastructure with services for their technological upgradability. And here we have a washing machine that is provided, is sold, but is provided with the not a fixed program inside, a set of program, but with a little computer. And actually what you can do is that you can download, and this is a part of the service, new program. Maybe a new detergent is coming up to the market because, or a new textile that is very easy to be washed with a very low temperature with a detergent that is impacting very little on the environment, but it needs to be washed with a program that was not programmed before, with given temperature for a longer time or a shorter time. And so what you do? You have to throw away the washing machine? No. It is sold a service for the upgrading of the same washing machine, which makes the washing machine to last longer and actually even to let the washing machine to reduce the resources, the consumption of resources. And in this case, what kind of PSS is? What of the three typologies? And after a while, I will stop asking you, but the first product, because I'm selling the product still, okay? But I'm adding a service. It's not like the paper wash, you remember? The joint venture between that they were saying, I give you this, you don't pay, so it's not that radical as the other one. Though it has an interesting feature that the other didn't have. Or you can even complement the existing product offer with services that increase the aesthetic and cultural upgradability. Many times, we throw away product not because they are broken or because they are not, in line with the new technologies, but because we don't like them anymore because they are not in fashion anymore, or they are not good for the environment in which we want to put the product and so on. So for example, this is a German company, Wilkan, that is offering the product together, selling the product together with a service for, well, actually in 5 years, it is contracted that technical person from the company go there to check the chair if everything works well and so on. But it is designed in such a way that it can the upholster of the same chair can be easily changed. So I'm changing the office. I have pink wall in one office, so I really want to have a yellow chair within the pink. So then I go and I change my office, which will be all black, and the yellow, I don't like it anymore. Well, this is about taste. Just to say that maybe in relation to different contexts or an upgrade, or because the company changed something in the brand or something, it is possible to change the upholster of the seat, so to renew it in this sense. And you are not throwing away the old seat, but just the skin of it. And this is part of the service. Again, is provided with this embedded in the price of buying the same seat. Okay, I don't know if I have this mouse doesn't help me today. Or to another interesting example related to another guidelines. Here I'm showing both examples, but of course you have to understand even the guidelines. The guidelines basically are possible business model or interaction between two stakeholders that are promising to extend the life of a product. We will be using those guidelines when you will be brainstorming. You will find those guidelines back. They could be helpful for you in relation to your concept that you want to develop to understand what could be a promising interaction between different stakeholders. Here we have another one. This is an interesting, it's offer a shared use of service for products or infrastructure. In this case, the service is called an Italian, very small company. Ecologico guardaroba organizzato, organize ecological wardrobe in English. And so it's a company that has, I think, 2 points of sale in Brescia, in Milano. And what they say, well, you come by us, you pay a given amount of money per year and a given amount per month if you decide to subscribe for that month, and you get 14 clothes, which are part of a collection of almost 200 clothes. You can select, but they are not really your own clothes. You will be sharing with others, being part of. After 1 week, you go back to the place and you withdraw 7 clothes and that are dirty, that maybe need to be repaired or something like this, and you take other 7 clothes and so on. And so the system goes on. Of course, the system is intensifying the use because more persons are using the same product. So we saw that this is interesting in environmental terms. As the drill, you remember, if more people are using the clothes, we are producing, and distributing and disposing less. And okay, what could be an objection to this? Would you ever use a cloth that another person has been using? Maybe you said, who knows? And of course, they are guaranteeing that they are very well washed, so there is a system to say this, if they are certified and so on. But think about another issue. You have a wardrobe of 200 clothes. You would have never imagined to have so many clothes. And that could be interesting. I mean, you need to go to some places, or you want to change, or you want to. So if this is well designed, and it has to be well designed, and this is up to you, this could lead to some interesting issue, together with some constraints that need to be designed in a proper way. And this is what kind of PSS is. It's even written there, don't read it. Great. You see, by the way. It's user-oriented because the ownership remains by the provider, but you are using the cloud. Okay. Or you may have even, there are several like this, offer service delivery platform for product sharing, reuse and second hands and so on. And here I have one of the first. Historically speaking, there are a few others in which you can buy second-hand stuff. So to extend, in this case, you extend the life of a product that maybe you would throw away. All right. So we have seen some example and some guidelines related to system life optimization, and I'm going on with the other criteria. So transportation and distribution reduction. I go here where I have an example. Create alternative partnership that allow on-site production, so where you transfer information and data. And this is the case of Lampi di Stampa. Is a joint venture here in Italy, a partnership between Messaggerie, which is a bookseller, a printer, Rotmail Italia. And what happened, and they are using a technology that lets you to print on demand. So they have a, basically it could be even in the bookshop where you go to buy a book. You don't take it from the shelf. You order the book and the book is printed just for you in that moment, right? Or you just want to print the first two chapters of the book, if this is allowed and so on. Of course, you avoid lots of transportation. Think about when you have to print the book in some other places, transport all the books everywhere and so on. You know, you have lots of transportation that is really reduced. Even the use of in the traditional offset print, you have plates. You have to produce some plates to print. You have lots of stuff that you can produce digitalizing the system. And nowadays, the quality of the digital printing is going very, very, very close to the offset print. They are not really so big difference. But again, it's interesting the partnership in this case between the printer and the bookseller. Let me see another example. What I have here. Okay, manage product infrastructure offer with services for on-site assembly. You all know IKEA, don't you? Okay, many times we go by. It makes me mad, this mouse. Many times you go by IKEA, and many times you're taking the furniture back to your home and you're assembling it yourself. But you can have even the service for transportation and assembly on site. And since all the service is made in this way, you know that the design of all the products of IKEA are made in such a way that the transportation is optimized. Everything is designed to be flat. So a requirement for any designer is you have to minimize the space of whatever product I need to transport, because this is optimizing my business. But because of this, we are optimizing even the reduction of consumption per product transported. You remember always, we are speaking about a functional unit or satisfaction unit per product transported, because it's very compacted, okay? But they want to do it not because of environmental reason, again. We're always there for an economic reason. That is why it's interesting. And what is this? What type? It's easy. Product is yours, is product-oriented PSS with a service for transportation and assembly. Here I have another example to create partnership to reduce, avoid transportation and packaging of product or semi-finished product. This is, we are in the UK, if I'm not wrong in this case. And there is a platform that enable you to share some stuff. For example, these two are sharing a ladder. Okay, so a ladder maybe, or it could be the usual drill that I'm speaking about. Okay, so in the neighborhood, there is a platform that enable the meeting of a request and the offer. I have another example here. Okay, offer service that allow remote controlling for maintenance repair of product. This is nothing that new, but Enel, which is the major energy supplier in Italy, is offering metering system. It has changed recently all the metering system for controlling the energy consumption, but it is even checking whether the whole system is working well. So it avoided a technician went on site to check how many kilowatt hour you have consumed and whether is needed the intervention of a technician to repair something. So they have some system to check online. This is offered within the package of the same product that is delivered. In this case, is a product oriented, so it's adding value to life cycle of the product. And so we have even said so few examples about this, and we can see some example about resource reduction. And this is a case that we already see. Complement energy or material or semi-finished product with support service for their optimal use. You remember the case? Yes, we talked about before. And that is the case of Kluber, that is offering lubricants, but even the service for the optimal use of the same lubricant that they are selling. Okay? And this lead to an overall reduction of okay, let me see. Even here we have an example that we already saw. Offer access to product or infrastructure as enabling platform through payment based on a fixed fee per a period of time. If the products are consuming energy, as in the case of my God, of River Simple, we understood that it's in the interest of the company to design a car that is consuming as less energy as possible during the use. Because the pay is not in relation to the consumption of the fuel, but per month, per period. And here, have you ever heard about the ESCO, the Energy Service Company? Never? Well, even this is another interesting example that I have here to provide resource-saving technology and practices to upgrade existing equipment where, and we will see with the example, they are financing, the company is financing this throughout resource saving. What I said is a bit complex, but it explained through the example. If I'm able to open it. Fuck. Right. So basically what they are saying, this company, energy saving company, okay, you have this system for comfort inside, and you have insulation system made in a certain way, you know, the windows and other things. And it's not the best on the market. It would cost to you a lot to change everything. So maybe uh, a single user or even Politecnico di Milano would say, no, this is a big investment. I cannot afford this right now. I'm shortage of cash. I cannot do that. The company is saying, well, listen, I'm taking care about this. I will put the best technology inside, the less consuming, the most isolating, and whatever. And since the day after, you will pay me anyhow a little bit less than what you are paying now. And what happened? That in fact, the overall system will consume much less. Maybe it can go up to 60% less in terms of energy. So they say, we will reduce to you about 5%. And it goes 60, it's 55%. That is a gain for the company providing this. It's not really a gain because they have invested in delivering you the new equipment to be more efficient. But in a line, in you know, in 3 to 4 to 5 years, with this saving, they can pay back the investment. So they have the investment paid back, they have a new client, and when the investment is paid back, they get lots of money. And they can make, they can give even to the client, they can offer the client a discount because it's consuming 60, in some cases even up to 70 or 80% less energy, because some system, some insulation system and some heating system are really very old, that they are consuming so much that is really unbearable. Maybe you are not able to do this, all right? But you can do it with a PSS strategy. Let me see if I have some other. Oh yes, here. In some cases, it isn't interesting to make a partnership and to outsource some of the activities if a company outside can optimize, for example, some operation because they have big plans to do that. And this is the case of Niwa, if I'm pronouncing it well. Well, actually, what they are offering, they are giving to a company, they hire to company racks or workwear for company, let's say dirty company that maybe are printing something, or for garage where they are dealing with difficult, dirt to be taken away and something like this, which would require to the company working with this to wash very well, or very expensive equipment and so on. So actually what they are giving a set of racks or clothes to a given company. I have some, this is the website. I had an image there that now is coming. So basically, when it's dirty, they are collecting it back. It is true that they have to transport this back to their place, but they have a huge washing machine optimized for washing this kind of clothes. So here the big impact is in cleaning very well this because it consumes lots of energy and detergent and so on, and so they have really very efficient system, and they want to have the most efficient system because it's their business, so they develop the most efficient system. So in some cases it's good to outsource. You see that here transportation is not the best, but the other is good. You remember the other time we said some criteria in some cases are more relevant than the other, and we have to understand this since the beginning, okay? And you will do this during your design exercise. In this case, the washing is really much more impacting than whatever transportation anyhow nearby. Anyhow, they will be collecting from from some company in a given in a given area. Here I have another example, and in this case, offer product or semi-finished product on availability. And this is the case we go to the Netherlands, but we have a similar system even in Milan, and I believe in other places. This is called Odin, and what they are offering actually, they are offering you are paying a given amount of money, and you receive once or twice a week what a sack, a package with fruits and vegetables, but actually you did not decide which are the fruits and the vegetables. It's the same company that decide in relation to their availability, what are the best in that moment, how it goes, whether there was lots of sun or not. I mean, in relation to their availability, what is the best. And they provide this with some recipe, how to cook in the best way the vegetable and, and the fruits or whatever you receive. And you would say, oh, I hate cauliflower. Then you can say, yeah, I hate myself. Cauliflower, really not. But and of course, you don't really decide what is coming. But it would be interesting in changing sometime even your habits, and so this could be interesting even if you are, for example, as myself, I like to cook a lot, so I like to learn new recipe, and maybe I'm used to buy all the time the same stuff and so on. And why this is interesting, because if you want to have if everyone this reduce the overall production, because in a normal system in a supermarket you will have a certain amount of carrots and then cauliflower and then this and then this and then this, because they want to make everyone happy so that they don't lose clients. But in this case, the waste is huge. You can understand. If I'm producing just on availability, I'm selling whatever I'm producing. Okay, so the system is very well optimized. Again, here there could be some limit, but we have be a good designer. For example, designing maybe a community or a website for sharing recipe and something like this. Designing some services. Okay. Oh my God. Okay. Waste minimization. Here I have less example. We will go a bit faster if this mouse let me. For example, we can, and I think we already saw this example, we can complement product infrastructure we take back services aimed at reusing and remanufacturing. Did we see the case of Xerox? Or a similar one that is selling per page, that you are paying per page? We didn't see this? No, was not. Xerox or maybe Rico. We saw it, okay. Yes, yes, that you pay per page. So the ownership again remains by, is retained by Xerox, and they guarantee end of life collection. So if they want to do this, what they will do, they will design to make part to be reused in copiers that will go by another clients, to remanufacture some components to be reused by so design for disassembly and all these kind of things that are in eco-design or life cycle design strategies. And in fact, they have a site just made on purpose to, so they have reorganized the overall system to collect back. And they have, they are checking the components that get back in different ways and so on. But what interests us the most is that they are designed to be easily reusable and remanufacturable because it's in their economic interest. Complement product and infrastructure with take-back services aimed at recycling. Here we have a couple of cases. I just show you one. This is Didier Gori. They are offering textile flooring for fair trade. You know, in fair trade, they are putting this textile flooring, and there is lots of waste after. You know, they throw everything away, and basically, it's a cost for a company anyhow that is doing because it has to pay the landfilling of this. Didier Gori is saying, okay, I come there, I install it. It will be my own flooring system, carpet, and I will take back at the end. So how they design it? Guess? To be easily recyclable. Reuse, yes, maybe it's a bit difficult because in this case it's quite consumed, but it could be that you can think that it's made in two layers. One layer is taken, so we can. The designer are, you know, stressed to design for long-lasting product or recycling, which is the case in of Didier Gori. Patagonia is doing something similar with garment, but I'm going on because here is to create a localized partnership aimed at symbiotic cascade approach for secondary reuse, and this is the case again in the UK of this company that is going by a construction company that may have lots of wood waste, and they say instead of you pay me a little bit, which is less than you would need to pay for landfilling those, and I take you this this wood back, and what they do, they actually then able to produce other products and so on, and so resell it to upscale what was a waste, what was a cost. So it's a benefit for both the company and, of course, even for the environment. I have to do something with this. Ah. Oh my God. Okay. Conservation and biocompatibility. Create partnership aiming at decentralized and renewable energy resources. Here we have a company again in the northern part of Europe, in the Netherlands. It's called Current. What they're actually offering a mix of services and devices to let people in a neighborhood to produce energy by solar panel, small solar panel, and to share the energy surplus among them. I show you the scheme. We will come back to renewable energy in the next lecture because will be a key. You may see many times, okay, this is a house, they are producing electricity with a solar panel, but maybe I have a surplus, and the other has been using the washing machine a lot because the children went all playing football, and they have 12 children and everything is dirty, they have to wash it a lot, they consume a lot, so they need some energy more, and they can share this. And there is so what they are offering are a set of devices, one per house and one central server that is overall checking the share of energy and so making a balance of this even in economical terms. Or you can create partnership that increase the use of local renewable and biodegradable material and produces, or anyhow use of local resources. Have you ever heard about we call it gruppi di acquisto? Oh. Gruppi di acquisto solidale, solidarity purchasing groups. You have in your country where you can buy, it could be, I'm part of one of those. We are 40 family around, and we have selected nearby producer of vegetable or even detergent or even shoes or not orange. Orange can come only from Sicily, if not they are not that good. But so sometimes they have to travel a lot, and they are all organic. But we collect all together our order, and we order by this local producer, and they are all organic producer with ethical, standard for workers and so on. And this increase the local use of organic food in this case, and is organized as a network. And of course, the critical mass of putting some person together makes this possible. If it's just one, it wouldn't work, both for the producer and for the user. It would cost too much the transportation, even in environmental terms. Well, I don't go to the next image. It's frustrating. So I go to the last one, and then we make a break. Shit. What I have to do? Oh my God. Okay. So toxic reduction. I show you Well, again, I don't show you this, but one guideline could be complement the product infrastructure with services that minimize the treatment at the end of life of toxic substances or material. And this could be the case again of Kluber. You know, it was both optimizing the use of the product, of the lubricants, but even the waste treatment. And now, even this is an interesting case. Include end-of-life treatment when selling a toxic substances. This is the case of one case in which Dow is selling a quite toxic chemicals, and they and of course to some company, when this is sold, the company has a big problem of how to dispose of this. It's toxic, it's a cost, they have to treat it, they have to and so it's a good it could be a good business if Dow say, well, you don't care about this, I'm taking care, I will collect back the container that I gave you with the toxic substances that you use for your processes within your factory. And so what they have designed at this stage, a container which is double skin, from which you can easily take out what is the residual of this chemical so that it can be reused and so on. Okay? So again, they are in this case, they are selling the product, but they are, so this is a product oriented, but they are offering an end-of-life treatment of a toxic substances, so reducing, in fact, toxicity, which makes a good business for both the company.